So, as we've been talking about so far, like white supremacy has been ingrained in our politics, the very fabric of our society for centuries. Trump's ideas and claims aren't new. We can't blame the last 6 years on Trump. He played a big part in it, but it wasn't just him, right? These things have existed for a long time. They aren't shocking to anyone who has paid the least bit of attention to what white supremacists have to say, to how white supremacy as a concept functions, or to the formation of new white nationalist groups. I get it. A lot of Americans don't know enough about American history to make the connections. That's done on purpose. White Americans haven't had to learn it. We haven't had to live the repercussions of it or to see or feel the harms of it either. But if the events of January 6th have done nothing, they should show us that it is essential we pay attention, we learn what we need to do in response to these actions, we learn to what led to these actions, to these groups, and we work to combat them, right? We can't combat what we don't understand, and we have a lot of learning to do. Some of you may remember the music video This Is America by Childish Gambino. I want you to take a minute and watch the video and listen to the lyrics. The video made a lot of waves when it came out a few years ago. The connection between racism and violence aren't imaginary or made up for some catchy song, right? These are real lived experiences for many people of color, not just Black people. Yet phrases like "not my America" and similar have been increasingly common in the past decade. The problem with these phrases is that they allow us to overlook how the entire system is one and the same. So it excuses the behavior of some and absolves us from responsibility in many ways. White supremacy built our justice system. It is ingrained in every facet of the system. We don't see that because we benefit from it. So we don't feel the consequences the same way people of color do. That doesn't mean white people don't face criminal charges or aren't incarcerated, because they are. They're just incarcerated at fewer rates than people of color. Their court costs are a little less, and sentences are usually less severe on average. Think back to how the police system began to find and return escaped slaves to their owners to reinforce that violence. So when slavery was abolished, the ways Black bodies were regulated and controlled shifted. If they couldn't be beaten and returned to their enslavers, then there had to be somewhere to send all of these Black people who were deemed a threat to white society. Where else would they go but into the prison system, where Black bodies could be monitored, controlled, and continued to be subjected to legal slavery? Because the 13th Amendment permits legal slavery. And again, this isn't just in regards to Black people. It's in regard to all people of color, but we predominantly see this with Black people, right? With Black bodies. Making this connection is important so that we can begin to see and unravel white supremacy in the justice system. What that might look like varies from person to person, and I have my own ideas, but we should all agree on the basic level that the justice system does not enact or uphold justice. White supremacy isn't justice, it's violence.